I'm going to go ahead and talk about some things you need to do to prepare for your driving test. If you don't know, I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach teens and adults, so let's go ahead and get it. When you're driving, you want to keep space in the front of your car, behind your car, and left and right. If you don't have space, you won't be able to slow down. So space is extremely important. I call it have good space, have good speed, and have a smile. Next, I want to talk about obeying traffic signs and signals. There's going to be times where you may have to go through an amber light. I don't recommend it because that can be dangerous in itself. And you want to take your time and assess the situation. It's extremely important that you take your time when you learn how to drive. You want to obey all signs and signals, and you want to do your best. It does take some time to learn how to drive, and today I'm going to be talking about that and encouraging you to do your best when you learn how to drive. Next, I want to talk about understanding the right of way. A lot of beginners have difficult times understanding the rules of the right of way. The first car to get there is the first car to stop. If there are two cars coming together at the same time, you want to make sure that you yield, you look. You want to have a complete stop. Complete stops are extremely important because they allow you as a driver to survey the intersection. You want to look left, middle, and right. And when you look around at intersections, you're able to make a better decision to help you pass your test. Let's talk about entering a curve at the proper speed. A lot of beginning drivers tend to go too fast, and it's extremely important that you understand about speed control. Beginning drivers tend to drive 5 to 10 under the limit, which can hold up the flow of the traffic. Also, they tend to drive a little bit over speed. If you drive over speed, you want to catch yourself and slow down. Safety is no accident. Let's talk about parking for a moment, which is extremely important. Perpendicular parking from right to left is extremely important. You want to split the parking spot in half. By splitting the parking spot in half, you'll be able to maneuver your vehicle properly, and you'll be able to split the parking spot. There are going to be two parking spots. You want to split it right in the middle. If you turn too early, your car is going to be more to the right side. If you turn too late, your car is going to be more to the left. So you want to take your time and work on having good parking. Let's talk about parallel parking. Thank you. Let's talk about parallel parking. That seems to be the most difficult thing for beginning drivers, but today I'm going to show you how to become a parallel parking master. You want to work on parallel parking in neighborhoods. There's less traffic, there's less cars, and you want to make sure that you understand the goal. You want to line up about 3 feet from your vehicle. You put it in reverse. You roll back slowly, and you turn your steering wheel all the way to the right. The rear will go on at a 45 angle. Then after you get behind the vehicle, turn it back in the opposite direction. You will have good success. You need to practice parallel parking. Don't be scared of parallel parking because you can be consistent. You can do a really good job. If you have questions, go ahead and type them in. I'm trying to get as many likes as possible, so I need all of you to support me. If you just popped in, we're talking about how to pass your road test, how to drive safely. So put those questions in, I'll answer them. So also, let's talk about maintaining a stop line. You have to stop behind, it's called a stop line or stop bar. That's that white line where you have to stop. You don't want your front end past that line. If your front end is past that line, your front end will end up being in a crosswalk. So you want to take your time and make sure that you have a complete stop. Thank you for the lights. Thank you for the hearts. My goal is to get over 2,000. Thank you so much. Next, let's talk about lane positioning. A lot of beginning drivers drift to the right or drift to the left. So what I'm going to do is show you how to have your car properly positioned. Okay, here's our clipboard. Here is a lane. You want to make sure your car is properly spaced in the lane. This is too close to the right. you have to have proper lane positioning. And when you have proper lane positioning, you're going to be successful. So I'm going to show you some information to help you. And that's what this is all about, helping our drivers reach success. Okay? So here is the lane. You want to have your car the right side and then the left. You want to have your car properly positioned. This is car 1. You got to have your car properly positioned. This is car 2. Spacing is really important. When you have good spacing, this allows you to have really good maneuverability. Maneuverability is an area where a lot of beginners struggle. Okay? So next I'm going to talk about how do you hold a steering wheel? What do you need to do? Okay, we're going to draw a circle, right? This is your left, this is your right. We want to have our hands properly positioned. 9 and 3 is a common position. 10 and 2 is a common position. 11 and 1 is another common position. You need to have your hands proper so you can turn the wheel. Let's talk about some turns. I have a lot of questions about those. Okay? We are making a turn. You want to slow down. This is car 1. You want to go into your turn about 15 miles per hour. 15 miles per hour. A lot of beginners go too fast. Slow down, and you do not want to go into your turn fast. If you go into your turn fast, you're going to lose control. Thank you for the hearts. Go in slowly into your turn. Let's do some parallel parking. Let's talk about this. This is the right side of the road. We want to get into this spot. You will line up on the car, and you're going to come in at a 45-degree angle. You got to come in at a 45 angle, and when you come in at that 45 angle, you want to turn your wheels all the way to the right side. And when you turn your wheels into the right side, the rear of the car will come in. So let's talk about merging on the expressway. A lot of beginners have questions on this. Here is the ramp to the expressway. Okay? You want to be at 35. You want to be at 40. You want to be at 45. And then come out about 50 miles per hour. When you come out about 50 miles per hour, you're going to have better speed control and be more successful. If you have questions, pop them in. So 35, 40, 45, and 50. Speed control is critical for success. Let's talk about the rules of the right-of-way. Okay, here's our intersection. Okay, I'm drawing it for you. That's the intersection. You as a beginning driver, you wanna look. Okay, you have to look. You want to look where you're going. You want to be able to see. S-E-E. You have to see and you have to look. This way you can be safe. I want to put safe, S-A-F-E. I want you to be safe. I want you to look. I want you to see, and I want you to be safe. Safety is the most important thing. Good drivers work on those fundamentals. They work on good speed control. I'm going to give you some other information I think is important. This is really important. This is your brake. B is for brake. G is for gas. Okay? You want to use the ball of your foot. So let's pretend this is your foot. Okay? You want to use the ball of your foot to squeeze the brake and squeeze the gas. Extremely important that you squeeze the gas. You don't want to hit it hard. So you want to be soft. You want to be soft on the gas. If you're soft on the gas, you're going to be more successful. The car won't jerk. Now, I'm going to show you how to drive a manual. Okay? I'm going to show you how to drive a manual. Okay? So, you have your clutch. C is clutch. B is brake. And G is gas. You have 3 pedals. And then you also need to work the shifter. I'm going to talk about the gas, the brake, and the clutch. Those are really important. Thank you for the 2K. I'm really thankful. I'm going to keep drawing pictures. If you want me to do this, just let me know. Keep it coming in. So you want to be able to push in the clutch with your left foot. This is your left foot. Your right foot goes between the gas and the brake. So this is your left for the clutch only. Your right foot goes between the brake and the gas. Okay, that's extremely important that you have good skills. I'm very thankful for all of you, and let's continue talking. So you got to know how to use the clutch, right? We drive manuals, we drive automatics. Let's talk about your typical 6-speed transmission. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. This is a 6-speed transmission. Okay, so you got a 6-speed transmission. You want to shift into 1, and that gets the car moving. Okay, that speed is from 0 to about 10 miles per hour. That's 1. 2 is from 10 to about maybe 15 miles an hour when you shift into 2. So up is 1, down is 2. Okay, we are learning about how to shift a manual transmission. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach teens and adults. Leave your comments. I'll answer your questions. I want to hit my goal. Okay, so 2 is from 10 to 15 miles an hour. Up is third. So third is anywhere from 15 to about 20 miles an hour. You do not want to over rev the motor. If you over rev the motor, you could hurt it. Next, you want to shift into 4. 4 is anywhere from about 25 to about 35. Every car has different gear ratios in the transmission. I have not been to Nuremberg, but I want to go there. That is a special thing, okay? I've been up to Montreal before, some other places like that, but I have not been. That is an awesome question. Thank you for asking. So you have to know how to shift and match your speed. And a lot of you will learn clutch management and good speed control. Let's talk about lane positioning, okay? This is the side of the road. You have your broken white lines. You want to keep your car squared in the center of the road. You don't want to hug either side. You want to look ahead and aim high. Yes, I would love to go there. You want to aim high. So you want to look. You want to look ahead. And when you look ahead, you'll be able to see. So you want to check your mirrors for your positioning. So there's a mirror to the right. There's a mirror to the left. You can use those mirrors to look as you drive. So that helps you with your lane positioning, okay? You have to have good lane positioning in order to have good control. A lot of beginners tend to hug the side of the road to the right, or they hug the broken white line. And then if we have traffic is moving up, we're moving in one way, okay? That's important. Let's keep going. I want to talk about how you properly adjust your mirrors. Really important. So let's pretend this is our car. You have a center mirror. You've got to have that mirror properly adjusted so you can see out of the back. Okay? Thank you for the heart. You have a side right mirror. This allows you to see everything to the back side. This is also called your blind spot. You have a side left mirror, and you have to be able to see, okay? These areas are called your blind spots, and you have to look over your shoulder in order to see what is behind you. A lot of beginners just rely on the mirrors, and then there could be a car in your blind spot. So you have to look. It's a quick glance over your shoulder, okay? So blind spots. You've got to have that center mirror adjusted. You got to have your side mirrors adjusted. Extremely important. Let's talk about making a left turn. A lot of beginners struggle on left-hand turns, so we're going to talk about what do you need to do, okay? We have the stop, okay? This is your stop line. This is your crosswalk ahead of you. You want to stop the car. You want to stop the car behind this big line. This allows you to see left and right. You have to be able to see what's going on. And then when you get a green turning arrow, and I'm going to show you what you need to do. So if you're making a left turn, you're going to have some solid lines. When you're turning, you want to turn in the nearest lane. Okay, this is by the double yellow line. And then you have lane 1, which is by the curb. You have lane 2. Keep your turn short when you're making left-hand turns. If this is bringing you value, drop a rose, give me a thumbs up. If you like me drawing this, because I'm a state certified driving instructor, I'll do more of this. So you have to know where to turn. You want to keep your turn short. When you have short turns, they're more efficient. Okay, you want to get in and out of the intersection as soon as possible. You don't want to wait. The longer you're in the intersection, the more likely traffic will come, pedestrians will come. So let's talk about how you make a right turn. Okay, so when you're making a turn, you want to keep it as short as possible. Keep your turn short. Okay, I'm drawing a little arrow. So keep your turn as short as possible. This allows you to move more efficiently. This allows you to take your time. And you can get in and out of the intersection more efficiently. Okay? That's extremely important. Let's talk about riding a bike on the road. Really important. I'm having a lot of fun. I hope you guys are too. This is great. So this is the side of the road. We have a person riding a bike. They're entitled to the full lane. They're entitled to the full lane. What do I need you to do? I need you to give them room. Give bicycle riders room. They have the right of way. We want to share the road with other road users. Okay? So, road users are pedestrians. Don't laugh at my little stick person. But this is a pedestrian. This is a bicycle rider, okay? And then this is a pedestrian walking. And we can even put them in a scooter, right? And then a lot of people ride scooters. So you need to be careful. And you need to take your time when you see vulnerable road users. People on bikes, pedestrians, and people on scooters. This is bringing you value. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a like. Drop a rose. We all work together to share the road. The goal is to be safe. The goal is to make and have good decisions. Okay? We want to be happy, right? When you're happy, good things will happen. We want to be happy. We want to have good speed control. We want to have good lane positioning. We want to check our lane. You do this by doing your mirror checks, getting your car centered in the road it's like you walking down the hallway at work, at school, at your home. Have your car centered. And when your car is centered, you're going to reach a really good place. You want to be balanced. And when you're happy, life is good, right? Life is good. Okay, you see how much I'm smiling today because I'm really showing you this because it is important, right? I want you to continue to grow, to learn, to ask questions. You will be asked to merge on the expressway. I want to show you that. Okay, so let's pretend this is a ramp going down to the freeway. Okay, this is a ramp going down to the freeway. I'm going to do this. You're going to be at 35. You're going to be at 45. You're going to be about 50, about 55. And remember, other cars, I'm drawing 3 lanes. The first lane is slow. Okay? That's slow. The second lane is middle. That's the middle speed. The third lane is fast. You got to go if you're going to be in the fast lane, right? So slow lane is anywhere from 45 to about 50 miles an hour. Okay, you got to adjust your speed. The middle lane is from 55 to about 60. The fast lane is 70. Each lane is different. When you're learning how to drive, you're going to be in that first lane. The safest is the middle lane. So once you feel comfortable, get in that middle lane. That's smooth driving. That's happiness. That's chilled, right? Be smooth in your lanes. Let's talk about good spacing, okay? We have all these cars. And what I need you to do is keep room, space. You want to have space between each car. Space between each car. Space. Because you don't want to tailgate. You want to have good space, good speed control, and you have to work on just being successful. Okay? So have good space, have good speed, and don't tailgate. You never want to tailgate. Let's talk about you driving in a car, looking around. Okay? This is your car, you're looking around. You want to look left, right, and then left again. You have to look where you're going. You don't want to look down like I'm looking down. You want to look up. You want to look ahead. See where you're going. Know where you're going. If you have questions, put them in. Your car is really important. Also, you want to make sure your tires are in really good shape. You want to check them once a month. Every 30 days, you should be checking your air pressure in your tires. Check it when it's cold. And then you should have an air gauge. And I'm going to draw you a little picture of an air gauge. And it has a little thing that comes out. So when you push it on the tires, the little thing comes out and it tells you the pressure. Learning to drive is so exciting. And if I can help you get better, overcome anxiety, that's my job as an instructor. I want you to like this. I want you to enjoy getting your license. Thank you. I'm here for you. I'm like your uncle. I'm trying to help you be successful. What I want you to do is like and then follow me. And if you're getting value, thank you for the hearts. If you're getting, my goal is to try to get to 3,000. I'm at 2,500. Let's get me to 3,000. So you want to have good speed. You want to check your tires every 30 days. You have to check your tires. This is going to give you a well-controlled vehicle. You don't want your tires rock hard, but you also don't want them soft. Next, I'm going to show you how to properly hold the steering wheel, right? So my steering wheels are round, okay? You want to have your hands about halfway, okay? This is your 9 and 3 position. Some people hold it a little lower. Some people hold it a little higher. It depends. Thank you for the hearts. It depends on how long your arms are. I have very long arms, so I like to be at a lower position. Some of you are a little bit shorter. You can have your hands up. At the end of the day, you want to be careful because there is an airbag in the middle. Okay, 10 and 2 is a great position, right? It varies. You're going to learn from me, your uncle. You're going to learn from your parent. You're going to learn from your older sister or brother. You have to do what works for you. And that's really important. Safety is the number one thing. I need you to know. How do you hold the steering wheel? It varies from person to person. Ask these questions. And when you ask questions, I know what I need to talk about next and help you. So have your hands comfortable. 11 and 1, 9 and 3, 7 and 5. It just depends on where you are in the world and what you need to do. I want to talk about what type of shoes that I think all of you should have. And let's go ahead and break this down. So you want to have a thin sole shoe. If you have a shoe that is too thick at the bottom, you won't be able to feel the pedal, okay? And if you can't feel the pedal, you're going to hit it hard. You're going to slam that brake. So you want to wear thin sole shoes that are comfortable. And you don't want to squeeze the steering wheel really hard. You want to be really soft, okay? Accelerate out smoothly. If you go into the turn too fast, you're going to make a really wide turn. If you go in too short, you're going to go over the curb. So that's really important. Let's talk about where you should look when you're driving and turning. So your steering wheel is round. You can have your hands at 9 and 3 or 10 and 2, right? You want to look ahead and aim high. My goal is to get to 4,000 likes. That's my goal. I have about 10 minutes before I have to get out of the lab. I need all of you to help me get to 4,000 likes. Okay, let's talk about some of your questions. Wide turns. You're going in too fast. And if you go in too fast, you're going to make a really wide turn. You want to go in slow, right? 15 miles an hour, 12 miles an hour. Okay, if I answered your question, drop a like, drop a rose. My goal is to get to 4,000. Next, let's talk about setting up turns. It's about speed control. And when you have great speed control, you will be consistent and be able to make smooth turns in. You want to squeeze your brake, go in slow, and gas out. If you hit the brake too hard, the car's going to lunge. If you're driving a manual and you shift too hard, you're going to bump and surge the car. You'll get deductions. You'll get a minor. A minor is like an error. So you want to have, hey, I love it. Let's keep going. Okay? So you want to have good speed control. Ask more questions. Thank you. I want to keep going. Okay? Can we get to 5,000 likes? Can we do that? We will do it because I'm going to continue to bring you value and show you what you need to do. Next, let's talk about holding that steering wheel. Okay? Let's talk about holding the steering wheel. The steering wheel is round. You want to have your hands about halfway. You don't want to have them up too high. If they're up too high, you're going to make the wheel small. And then you're going to make really short turns. Okay? I want you to make a smooth turn. You've got to go in slow. Okay? And that's extremely important that you go in slow to your turn. If you go in too fast, you're going to make a really wide turn. If you go too short, you're going to go over the curb. My goal is 5,000 likes. I need all of you to continue to support. If you like me to draw and show you information, I will. So that is extremely important that we work together. Next, I'm going to talk about mirror usage. You will get marked down if your mirrors are not properly adjusted. Okay? This is our car. You have an inside mirror. You have a left mirror and a right mirror. You have to check and look around. And if you check and look around, you're going to see everything. I want to say thank you. I'll be on tonight. Bye, guys.